Everyone wants a better life, more money, more freedom, more success, more happiness. But most people spend their entire lives chasing the wrong thing. They believe money is the answer to everything. If I made more money, my problems would disappear. If I had a better job, I definitely feel successful. If I became rich, life would become easier. But look carefully at the world around you. There are people with high incomes who are still stressed, unhappy, and lost. People with expensive lifestyles but no peace of mind. People earning more than they ever imagined, yet still feeling empty inside. And then there are people who started with almost nothing, but somehow build extraordinary lives. So what separates them? It is not luck, it is not connections, and it is not talent alone. The real difference is a skill that most people ignore. A skill more valuable than money itself. That skill is discipline. Because money without discipline disappears quickly. You can give someone $1 million, but if they lack discipline, they will eventually lose it all. Why? Because success is not about what you earn. It is about who you become. And discipline shapes who you become. The truth is, most people are not poor because they lack opportunity. They are poor because they lack consistency. They quit too early. They procrastinate constantly. They waste time every day. They let emotions control their decisions. And slowly, they sabotage their own future. Think about it. How many times have people said, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And eventually, dreams disappear completely. That is the dangerous thing about excuses. They feel harmless in the moment. But over time, excuses destroy potential. The world today is designed to distract you. Your phone distracts you. Social media distracts you. Entertainment distracts you. Every day, people spend hours scrolling through other people's lives while ignoring their own future. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. Discipline is becoming rare. And rescue create powerful people. Because while most people are chasing comfort, disciplined people are building strength, mental strength, financial strength, emotional strength. That is why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation is temporary. Someday you feel inspired. Someday you feel tired. Someday you feel confident. Someday you feel completely lost. If your success depends on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline is different. Discipline means you keep going even when you don't feel like it. You wake up and do the work anyway. You stay focused anyway. You continue improving anyway. That is what separates winners from average people. Because certain people are not always motivated. They are simply committed. And commitment changes everything. Most people wait until they feel ready. But successful people understand something important. You will never always feel ready. There will always be fear. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be discomfort. But growth only happens when you move through discomfort. The gym is uncomfortable. Learning new skill is uncomfortable. Building a business is uncomfortable. Saving money is uncomfortable. But staying stuck is uncomfortable too. The difference is that one pain leads to growth, while the other leads to regret. And regret is far more painful. Year from now, you want to regret the hard work. You will regret the opportunities you ignored because you were afraid to start. That is why discipline is freedom. Most people think discipline fails restrictive, but the truth is lack of discipline creates suffering. Without discipline, you become controlled by distractions, controlled by bad habits, controlled by emotions, controlled by temporary pleasure. But with discipline, you take your power DSK. You become someone who can trust themselves. And so trust is powerful. Because confidence does not come from talking. Confidence comes from action. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. When you say you will wake up early and you do it. When you say you will work harder and you follow through. When you say you will improve your life and you actually take action, you slowly become stronger mentally. That strength changes your entire future. Because once you learn discipline, you stop depending on luck. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You realize that success is built daily through small actions repeated constantly. Small habits become big results. 1 hour of learning every day becomes expertise. Small swings become investments. Daily effort becomes opportunity. This is how successful people are created. Not overnight, not through magic, not through shortcuts, through discipline. And maybe that is the message you need to read today. You do not need more money first. You need stronger habits, stronger focus, stronger standards. Because once you master yourself, everything else begins to change. Your mindset changes. Your confidence changes. Your future changes. And the moment you stop making excuses and start becoming disciplined, your life begins moving in a completely different direction. Most people spend years chasing success without realizing they are fighting the wrong battle. They focus on earning more money while ignoring the habits that keep them broke. Because being broke is not always about your bank account. Sometimes it is a mindset. A mindset filled with excuses, distractions, and inconsistency. And until that mindset changes, nothing else truly changes. That is why two people can start from the same page and end up living completely different lives. One person stays married forever. The other builds freedom, confidence, and success. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is discipline. Discipline is what allows a person to keep moving when motivation disappears. And motivation always disappears eventually. There will be days when you feel tired. Days when you doubt yourself. Days when progress feels invisible. That is when discipline matters most. Because successful people do not rely on feelings. They rely on standards. Every people ask, what do I feel like doing today? Disciplined people ask, what needs to be done? That single mindset shift can change an entire life. Because your future is created by what you repeatedly do. Not once, not occasionally, repeatedly. Your habits are shaping your future every single day. Every hour wasted scrolling social media shapes your future. Every excuse shapes your future. Every moment of laziness shapes your future. But so does every positive action. Every book you read. Every skill you learn. Every discipline choice you make. Small actions seem important in the moment. But over time, they become your identity. And identity is powerful. If you constantly break promises to yourself, you begin losing confidence. You stop trusting your own words. You say, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. Eventually, you begin doubting yourself completely. That is why discipline builds confidence. Because confidence is not created through positive thinking alone. Real confidence comes from proving to yourself that you can follow through. When you wake up early consistently, confidence grows. When you stay focused while others get distracted, confidence grows. When you continue working despite discomfort, confidence grows. You begin seeing yourself differently. You stop acting like a victim of circumstances and start acting like someone capable of changing their life. That is when real transformation begins. The problem is that modern life trains people to avoid discomfort. Everything today is designed to give instant pleasure. Fast entertainment, fast food, fast dopamine, fast distraction. People have become addicted to comfort, and comfort is dangerous because comfort weakens ambition. The more comfortable people become, the harder discipline fails. That is why so many people remain stuck in the same pitch year after year, not because they lack dreams, but because they lack consistency. They start strong, then quit, get excited, then distracted, make plans, then abandon them. Discipline is what keeps you moving after the excitement fades, and that is the moment most people fail. They think success should happen quickly, but real success is slow. A strong body takes time to build. A successful business takes time to build. A powerful mindset takes time to build. Everything valuable requires patience, and patience is impossible without discipline. That is why disciplined people eventually separate themselves from the crowd. While others waste years complaining, disciplined people spend years improving their skill, improving their mindset, improving their habits. And eventually, those improvements become opportunities, because the world rewards valuable people. If you become skilled, focused, and reliable, opportunities start finding you. That is the power of discipline. It turns ordinary people into valuable people. And valuable people rarely stay broke forever. Think about the people you admire. Athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. Do you think they became successful because life was easy? No, they became successful because they learned how to perform under pressure. They learned how to keep going when things became difficult. That is real strength. Not talking about goals, not posting quotes online, actually showing up every day and doing the work, especially when nobody is watching. Because discipline is tested in private. Anyone can be motivated temporarily, but very few people stay committed long-term. And long-term commitment creates extraordinary results. One disciplined year can completely change your life. But most people never experience that transformation because they quit too soon. They want immediate rewards. But life rewards consistency more than intensity. Small disciplined actions repeated daily become powerful over time. That is how freedom is built. Step by step, choice by choice, habit by habit. And maybe right now you feel behind in life. Maybe you feel frustrated with where you are financially or mentally. But your future is not decided by your current situation. It is decided by the habits you build from this moment forward. Because once you learn to control yourself, you become capable of building almost anything. That is why you do not need more money first. You need the skill that creates money, creates confidence, and creates freedom. You need discipline. There comes a moment in every person's life when they must make a decision. Stay comfortable or grow. Most people choose comfort without even realizing it. They stay inside routines that make them unhappy because change fails theory. They stay financially stuck because learning new skills feels difficult. They stay mentally weak because discipline requires effort. And slowly, they build a life they never truly wanted. That is the danger of comfort. It does destroy your life instantly. It destroys your potential quietly. Year after year, people delay the life they dream about. ILL start next month. ILL focus when life gets easier. I just need the perfect opportunity. But the perfect moment never arrives. Life rewards action, not intention. You can have brilliant ideas and still fail because ideas alone mean nothing without execution. Execution is what separates dreamers from achievers. And execution becomes easier when discipline becomes part of your identity. That is the real goal. Not forcing yourself once. Not temporary motivation. Not short-term excitement. You must become the kind of person who does difficult things consistently. Because once discipline becomes your identity, success stops feeling impossible. A disciplined person does not negotiate with excuses. They understand that every action matters. Every hour matters. Every habit matters. Every choice matters. The problem is that most people underestimate how much their daily behavior shapes the future. A few wasted hours every day may not seem dangerous, but over a year, those wasted hours become wasted potential. Imagine what happens when someone spends 5 years improving the skill daily while another person spends those same years distracted. The difference becomes massive. That is why society creates opportunity. Because disciplined people become very good. Employers value them. Businesses need them. Society respects them. Why? Because reliable people are rare. People who keep promises are rare. People who stay focused are rare. People who continue despite obstacles are rare. And rare qualities create extraordinary lives. This is especially true in today's world. Most people are addicted to instant gratification. They want fast money, fast success, fast results. But real growth is slow. A tree does not become strong overnight. A champion is not built in 1 month. A successful life is not created in a weekend. Everything meaningful requires time and consistency. That is why discipline matters more than talent. Talent can give someone an advantage in the beginning, but without discipline, talent eventually disappears. Meanwhile, disciplined people keep improving year after year, and improvement compounds. One skill becomes two become opportunities. Opportunities become income. Income becomes freedom. This is how power lives are due. Step by step. Most people fail because they focus too much on who comes and not enough on process. They obsess over becoming rich but ignore the habits that create wealth. They dream about confidence but avoid the actions that build confidence. They want respect but refuse to develop self-control. Results are created by routines. Your daily routine is a mirror of your future. If your routine is filled with distraction, excuses, and inconsistency, your future will reflect that. But if your routine is built around discipline, learning, and focused effort, success becomes inevitable. Not immediate, but inevitable. And here is something important. Discipline is not about being perfect. You will have bad days. You will make mistakes. You will sometimes lose focus. But disciplined people don't quit after failure. They reset quickly. Every people fail once and stop trying. Strong people fail, learn, adjust, and continue moving forward. That resilience changes everything. Because life is not testing how perfect you are. Life is testing how many times you can continue after disappointment. And the people who keep going usually win. Not because they are smarter than everyone else, but because they stay consistent long enough to see results. That is where your future is not decided by where you start. It is decided by what you repeatedly do. Small disciplined actions may feel invisible today, but one day they become confidence, they become success, they become freedom. And one day, people will look at your life and wonder how you changed so much. They will think it happened suddenly. But you will know the truth. It happened through discipline. One decision at a time. At the end of the day, Your life is not controlled by luck. It is controlled by the standards you choose to live by. Every decision you make is shaping the person you are becoming. When you choose discipline over distraction, you glow. When you choose learning over excuses, you improve. When you choose consistency over comfort, your future changes. That is how power transformation really happens. Not through one motivational speech, not through one lucky opportunity, not through wishing for a better life. Real transformation happens when you stop waiting and start acting. Because the truth is, nobody can build your future for you. People can advise you, teach you, inspire you, but eventually, you must decide whether you are serious about changing your life, and that decision peace in your daily habits. Not your words, not your plans, your habits. Successful people are not successful because they always feel motivated. They are successful because they learn how to work through discomfort. They train themselves to ace even when they were tired, even when results were slow, even when nobody believed in them. That is why discipline is more valuable than money. Money can disappear overnight, but discipline allows you to rebuild. A disciplined person can enter almost any situation and create progress because they trust themselves. And so trust is one of the greatest forms of power. When you trust yourself, you lose control over you. You stop doubting every decision. You stop quitting every time life gets hard. You stop depending on external validation. You become focused. And focused people are dangerous to mediocrity. Because once a person truly controls their mind, distractions lose power, excesses lose power, laziness loses power, fear loses power. That is when growth becomes unstoppable. The sad reality is that many people will spend their entire lives waiting for confidence, waiting for opportunity, waiting for the perfect moment. But life rewards movement. Even small progress matters. One disciplined day becomes one disciplined week. One disciplined week becomes one disciplined month. One disciplined month begins changing your entire identity. That is how real confidence is built. Not by taking, by proving to yourself that you can keep going. And maybe right now, your life is not where you want it to be. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you feel frustrated. Maybe you feel like success is far away. But your future can change faster than you think once your habits change. Everything begins with the decision to stop betraying your own potential. Wake up and do the work. Stay focused when others get distracted. Keep learning while others waste time. Stay disciplined while others chase comfort. Because years from now, the pain of discipline will feel small compared to the pain of regret. One creates growth. The other creates disappointment. And when this video ends, ask yourself one question. Will you continue living by excuses? Or will you finally become the person you know you can be? Because you do not need more money first. You need stronger discipline, a stronger mindset, and the courage to keep moving forward even when it feels difficult. Once you master that skill, your entire life changes forever.